It is almost the end of February, which means cherry blossom season is just around the corner. And while I cannot take you to Japan, I can recommend some really nice books from Japanese literature that have the power to transport you to Japan. And I bet you on it, there's never a better time to get cozy with some warm, heartfelt books from Japanese literature. I always love Japanese literature for the fact that these books capture the mundane and the simple things in life, the small joys that you should always feel grateful for. They capture the quiet moments of life, the nostalgia, and all the fleeting emotions. And let's be real, they always leave you staring outside the window, questioning your own life. Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Pooja at A Book by the Window. I hope you guys are doing good. I hope you guys are reading good. Today I have brought my pink sweater out because I'm really leaning into this theme of cherry blossom seasons. I just actually had a little afternoon walk in my neighborhood and I happened to see some white and pink cherry blossom trees. They were shedding their petals slowly and they usually only last for like 10 days. I have just seen them coming up, the flowers. They were just about to sprout. Last week I was making rounds in my neighborhood, but now some of the trees have them in full swing and they are also shedding those, and it was a really nice experience just being able to observe them and see the seasons change. So this is an inspiration. So today's video is also an inspiration from my little walk outside my neighborhood and what I have been grateful to see. Usually America doesn't have cherry blossom trees natively, but because of the long-standing history and connection between Japan and America, these trees are planted on the island because of improving relationship between America and Japan after World War II. They were brought straight from Japan and the seedlings spread. You will find yourself seeing some of these trees here and there if you are here. And I do happen to try and enjoy them while I'm here. It has been my long-standing dream to visit Japan if at all I can. I can take a flight from here. It's not that far off as it would be from India, but I don't have the time. I don't have the budget for it right now. The stars are not aligning. But the day when I finally get to visit Japan, I'm gonna be the happiest person alive and I'm gonna shout at the top of my lungs, telling you guys first that the stories and the food and the culture that I've only read about in books is finally in front of my eyes, and that's gonna be a really happy day of my life. I am sure of it. Today I only have books that you can read to transport yourself to Japan while you are sitting wherever you are sitting. And I hope you also enjoy reading these books like I did back when I first read them. And they also leave a lasting impact in your life, a very mushy, warm feeling that all of these books give away is something that I absolutely love about Japanese literature. Japanese literature is one of my favorite genres to go to whenever I'm not feeling like it or whenever I don't want to think about what to pick next after Indian literature. And just the simplicity, the fleeting emotions, and what I like most about Japanese literature is how they take the very ordinary things about life, like the food, like the people, like grief, the various stages of your life that you go through, and write about it so beautifully and also in a very unique manner. These are some of my favorite books that I have read over the span of the last 5 years or so, and I keep them really close to my heart. So I'm gonna give you the knowledge of this list very preciously, so keep it safe, and I hope you get to enjoy these books like I did. I talk a lot. Now I want to get into the list real quick. Thank you for listening to me so far. I just absolutely love talking about books so much. Thank you for bearing with me. Let's get into today's list. The first book in the list is Before the Coffee Gets Cold by Toshikazu Kawaguchi. Imagine a tiny hidden cafe in Tokyo where you can time travel, but only if you follow some time travel rules. Before the Coffee Gets Cold is a book about regret, second chances, and moments that slip away too fast. It's a small book. Believe me, it hits very hard. Just don't let your coffee get cold. Time travel rules. Second book on this list is Convenience Store Women by Sayaka Murata. This is a very weird book, but in all the best ways. The story follows Kaiku, a 30-year-old convenience store woman who have been working in the convenience store ever since she was 18 years old. And that's all the life that she has known outside of her house. According to her, she's thriving. She has everything that she needs in this lifetime, but her friends and family think otherwise. They think that she should do better for herself, that she should stop working at the convenience store, she should get married, she should have a life different to what she has today. The irony of it all is she lives her life just for the convenience store and the rules that the convenience store follow. It is very quirky, it is satirical, it makes you think about your position in this world, your purpose in this world as well, and it makes you question why we try so hard to fit into a mold that wasn't made for us. Moving on to the third book in the list, Norwegian Wood by Haruki Murakami. No list about Japanese literature is going to be complete without a recommendation from Haruki Murakami. And as a matter of fact, Norwegian Wood was the first book by Murakami that I read. It is still very clear as day in my mind. It was a very heart-wrenching read. It is something that is very raw and emotional. It breaks you from inside. And I'm gonna give a fair share of trigger warning to people who are looking forward to reading it. It is a book that makes you think a lot about mental health, and it has themes of loneliness and modern romance in a way, but how we as individuals are growing isolated more and more as we are progressing as a society. And with that, what it means to live with mental health struggles. This is a book that I read when I was struggling with a lot of my own mental health struggles, and looking back, I feel it is not for someone who will get easily triggered by these themes. But you should still read it if you are in a good state of mind. If you want to start your first Murakami, it is very well written. It explores the pop culture in Japan around the time and also the love story between two individuals in a very different and unique way. I would also like to add a disclaimer that I have often seen a lot of teenagers and little kids reading Norwegian Wood. I always tell, please don't let your kids read books like these. They are extremely triggering. They talk about themes which are adult in nature, and little kid, a teenager whose brain is not developed to understand the nuances of these relationships and do not understand that this is just a fictional story is not going to do well after they finish reading this book. With that out of the way, if you're an adult like me, you should definitely grab yourself a copy if you haven't already done so. Fourth book in the list is Kitchen by Banana Yoshimoto. This is a very special book. It is a very thin book. I do not know why for so many years I was just eyeing the book and I never picked it up. But last year I was able to find a copy of it in my local library. And when I finished this book, I was completely in tears at the end of it all. While this book advertises itself as something that is going to be warm and comfy, it is also about grief and the cycles of life, love, and the healing power of food. The story follows a young woman named Mikagi who finds herself feeling lost after she has lost her family, and how she eventually and slowly finds comfort in unexpected places. Banana Yoshimoto's writing feels like a warm hug and a deep sigh at the same time. It is very beautifully written, simple yet profound. If you're someone who is looking for a book that feels like home, this book is for you. I kept the best book for the last. If you have followed along this video so far, you're going to be rewarded by a really special recommendation. All of these books are special, but this one really takes the cake when I have thought about recommending books from Japanese literature. The book that I'm talking about is Sweet Bean Paste by Durayan Sukigawa. This book is about a man who runs a dorayaki shop. It is a Japanese pancake shop, the one that you would see in the cartoon Doraemon, the small chocolate pancakes with a doriyaki paste in between, which is called a sweet bean paste. And the story is also about elderly, mysterious women who helps this man turn his shop around, turn his destiny around, and his own outlook towards life. At first glance, from the title, it looks like it is going to be a story about food, and it is somewhat a story about food, but it is so much more deeper than that. It just tells a story about life and how it just goes on. It is about second chances, human connection, and how you can find purpose at any age in your life. Plus, this is the first time I have read the description about food and dorayaki so precisely. I always enjoy reading books that give me something to take home, that make me learn about new things about the culture and also about new cuisines around the world. So, this is a book that encompasses everything, and it's honestly one of my favorite books of all the time. And there you have it. That's about it. 5 books from Japanese literature that are perfect for the cherry blossom season that is just around the corner. Even if you are someone who doesn't live in a country where you often see cherry blossom, you can always pick up these books and experience it for yourself in some way or form. If you like this video, please like it, comment down below what you liked about the video, or there are any other books that you would like to add to the list. Share this video with your friends and family who you think this video is going to be perfect for. And I also see that a lot of you people are not subscribed to the channel yet. Please consider subscribing to the channel if you already do enjoy watching my videos. I come up with these videos ever so often, and I do enjoy making these videos. Help me get monetized, encourage me to do this more because I absolutely love doing it. With that out of the way, I do hope you get to pick one or more books from the list that I just talked about. And even if you don't, I do hope that you get to add some books to your ever increasing TBR. I have to go out now. The sun just decided to come round the corner, and this is the time when I go out for my run. I will take a leave for today. I will see you guys next time. Until then, happy reading.